because the video cut out by accident. I mean, it was kind of a stressful situation. Turo sighs and squeezes his rifle. Stress makes your dick cauliflower grow. Yes, it's like fertilizer for dick warts. Wiseman sighs. I've noticed. Fucking bullets were impacting all around. Wiseman sighs. I've noticed. Turo sighs back. Fucking, why is that out like that? Fucking bullets were impacting all around me when it started. I don't know how I didn't get shot. Turo says. Turo shakes his head. Shakes his head, still in disbelief from what happened earlier. And that RPG, it should have killed me. Yeah, I saw that. We were making the most out of it. You were making the most out of those 6 sandbags. Wiseman giggles at the ground. Your face was pretty funny. Turo kicks a rock. Yeah, I thought I was going to die of a painful death in hell for a second there. I kissed those sandbags before we left. They were covered in bullet holes. They saved my stupid life. The Taliban's shitty shooting. The Taliban's shitty shooting saved your life. Shit, it saved all our lives. And she got crazy for a second, but it was kind of fun. Wiseman smile cracks his dry lips. Sometimes. Hey doc, don't worry about that ANA. The fucking IED was clearly marked and he still stepped on it. Yeah, it was just kind of weird. The screaming. I didn't hear screaming. Yeah, you were on the other side with those 3 guys. You were on the other side with... You were on the other side. You were on the other side of the compound. Firing at those 3 guys who were firing at us. Firing at those 3 guys. Firing. We don't even know how many guys there were firing at those. We'll say those guys at the end of the road. Those guys at the end of the road. But yeah, the IED blew up and knocked me and Fernandez down, and So this part is supposed to be a part where he describes an ANA soldier that blows himself up, and then he travels over the wall on the other side. You know, they're on this side of the wall, and the other side of the wall, you know, he's in no man's land. He gets blown up, but he's still alive. He's screaming, you know, like shooting, impacts, and all that stuff. And yeah, that's where this conversation kind of goes. A question of bravery. Yeah, you guys were on the other side of the compound, firing at fucking who knows. Firing at. We'll say firing at fucking who knows what. But yeah, when who knows what. Fuck, when that fucker stepped on the ID on the fuck, when it knocked me and when that fucker stepped on the ID and knocked me and Fernandez down. And I get up, and after the ringing stopped, I could hear him screaming from the other side of the wall. Fucking thing blew that dude over the wall directly in the line of fire. How long was he alive for? Like a minute, but I was going out there for him with all that accurate fire. Fuck. The A&A didn't even think about going out for him. Not even the fucking new A&A sergeant who saw the whole fucking thing go down. Like a minute, but I wasn't going out for him with all that accurate fire. Fuck. The A&A didn't. The Afghans. The A&A didn't even think. Yeah, the A&A. The A&A didn't even think about going out for him. Not even the fucking new A&A sergeant who saw the whole fucking thing go down. Dude, fuck that A&A sergeant. Wiseman shakes his head and massages his neck. Massages his sunburnt neck. Turo's eyes are closed as he continues to walk. Already? Man, in between the firefight, there was like a minute lull, and some fucking kid is sprinting from one compound to the other. He has some ammo cans. I mean, probably ammo cans or some lunch for the fighters. I don't know. But that fucking chai boy was probably a bullet runner for those fuckers in between getting fucked in the ass. Fuck, who knows? Let's go. Because he's supposed to be running on this sentence. Man, in between the firefight, there was like a minute lull and some fucking kid is sprinting from one compound to the other. He has some ammo cans. I mean, probably ammo cans. Or some lunch for the fighters. I don't know. But that fucking chai boy was probably a bullet runner for those fuckers in between getting fucked in the ass. Fuck, who knows? Is there a point to this whiz? Toro rubs his temples some more. Oh yeah, he killed that kid. What? What? No way. That's a far shot. Toro imagines the shot and distance and accuracy. Man, that's a pretty good shot with an old as fuck M16 with iron sights. He raised his brows. His brows raised, impressed. His brow raises, impressed. You saw this? Yeah, I saw it. And that's what I'm saying. Pretty awesome shot. And that's what I'm saying. Pretty awesome shot. Kid's running from one compound to the other, and in mid-stride, that A&A sergeant just domed him. Like, blew up his head with, yeah, fucking iron sights. With, yeah, fucking iron sights on a 50-year-old M16. That's crazy, but it was a kid, so I'm kind of conflicted about it. Wisman with a Z. Wisman kicks a random rock. Kicks the same random rock. Toro just kicked. Maybe that caused the wart? That's crazy, but it was a kid, so I'm kind of conflicted about it. M- honestly kind of bummed about it. Wisman kicks the same random rock Toro just kicked. Maybe that caused the wart? Sex slave or not, he's old enough to understand the consequences of his decisions. He's old enough to understand. He's old enough to understand the consequences of his decisions. Toro closes his eyes. Struggling to walk in a straight line. I got my ass kicked by my dad for showing my dick to some kids when I was in the 6th grade. No, I was in the 7th grade. But yeah. Fuck, they call me into the principal's office and these kids are already in there. And they're like pointing at me, screaming, he showed us his dick. And I'm like, what? The thirst pulls Wiseman's tongues back towards his dry throat. Okay. So my dad beat the shit out of me when I got home. You know what's the weirdest thing? I didn't even do it. I just said I did because I wanted it to be over. But I didn't do it. And when I told him, he beat my ass again. Yeah, I guess I don't really know what to say to that, Doc. I just meant, like, these kids are old enough to know what they're doing and deserve the consequences. Just as guilty as some old man trying to kill us. Yeah, I guess I don't know what to say to that, Doc. Wiseman imagines his HPV warts growing exponentially by the second. I just meant like these kids. I just mean like these kids are old enough to know what they're doing and deserve the consequences. He's just as guilty as some old man trying to kill us, I guess. Wiseman says sadly. I have his fucking name spelled differently, I think. I gotta unfuck that. Damn, I have Wiseman, Wiz. Damn. The thirst pulls. Wiz his tongue back towards his dry throat. Okay. So my dad beat the shit out of me when I got home. You know the weirdest thing? I didn't even do it. I just said I did because I wanted it to be over. But I didn't do it. When I told him, he beat my ass again. Late night coffee. Yeah, I guess I don't really know what to say to that, Doc. Wiseman imagines HPV warts growing exponentially by the second. I just mean like these kids are old enough to know what they're doing and deserve the consequences. He's just as guilty as some old man trying to kill us, I guess, Wiseman says sadly. Toro shakes his head. I can go for a nice nuclear bomb right about now. Toro rubs the gold cross in his sleeve pocket his dad gave him before he left and smiles. Imagine. Wiseman exhales long and bored and grunts angrily at his thirst. I don't think that kid was old enough to understand his decisions. He wasn't a man. Toro stares blankly at the horizon. Dude, the people age like dogs around here. He was a man doing manly things. He's seen people kill. Fuck, he's probably killed or helped kill a few people. And honestly, I just really don't care about his life. He's dead, I'm alive, and I'm okay with all of that. Wiseman isn't satisfied. It continues to think about his warts and the connection to witnessing a child die. Yeah, well, yeah, I like it. I guess I just feel kind of weird. I guess I just kind of feel weird about it. Don't feel bad about it. That kid died like a man should die out here. That's the way I want to go. Good for him. Good for that ANA. And good for... Toro sees the world around him turn sideways as he blacks out before his face hits the sand. His eyes widen. And all he sees is the clear blue sky above him, and he reaches for his rifle that isn't there. Holy shit, Toro tries to sit up, but is punched in the chest by Rufus, who is carrying him on a stretcher along with three other Marines. Stay down, Doc, relax, Rufus says tiredly. Hard enough to carry your heavy fucking ass. Dude, I can... Holy shit. Toro reaches down and feels if his legs are still attached and looks down and sees blood oozing from under different pieces of duct tape wrapped around his arms. And he sees an IV bag connected to his left arm under one of the pieces of tape. A little run-on, isn't it? Around his arms. Around his arms, period. An IV bag connected to his left arm under one of the pieces of tape rests on his breast next to him on the cot. Holy shit. I was blown up. That Salvi bitch cursed me. Water pours out the side of his eyes in pain in his elbows. That fucking bitch. You didn't get blown up, stupid. You fell out like a bitch. Again. Rufus strains to keep the stretcher balance. No, not that part. Not getting carried, but I fell out once. I'm a pussy. Rufus strains to keep the stretcher balance. You were talking to Wiseman. and went sideways like you had a stroke or some shit. Fernandez, who is at the back right of the stretcher, shrugs at Torero. Sorry, Doc, you sucked at teaching us IVs. Yeah, Doc. Took Ferrero like 10 tries to finally get it in. Rufus says drearily to Torero. Rufus says drearily while trying to not focus on his burning arm and shoulder. Shoulder and shoulder. 10 tries in that arm. He stopped after like 15 on the first arm. A sudden breeze shocks Torero and he looks down to his shriveled, dehydrated penis, swaying with the motion of the trauma litter. The fact that his pants and underwear are around his ankles finally catches his attention. Oh no, Torero whispers to himself, and a sudden jolt coming from his rectum makes him squeal in pain. His arms are numb, but reaches back and pulls out a dry, feces-encrusted thermometer out of his asshole, and it reads 105.9 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh no, the world around Torero's eyes begins to darken, and only the sound of footsteps the world around Torero's eyes begin to darken, and the only sound are the footsteps. But even that is fading away. Quickly. He hears a faint voice on the other side of the world. Doc's passing out again. Put the thermometer back in. The fading voice says. Torero blacks out and suddenly opens his eye. Torero blacks out. Then suddenly opens his eyes back up under a dark. Torero blacks out and then suddenly opens his eyes back up under a dark and star-scattered sky next to a fire with a well-placed IV in his bruised right forearm and fresh, clean bandages around the missed IV sites on his left arm. He's back in the patrol base on an extra cot next to the piss tube and the Jack Shapak MRAP truck. Awesome. Torero's eyes adjust to the moonlight and he sits up and sees the Marines and A&A in full gear gathered up as they kick up dust. Gathered up and kicking up dust in the patrol base while they grab ammo and water. Hey Frank, while some grab ammo and water and others gamble. Hey Frank, HM3 Peter Ritchie, a 6'3" burly man who would have been a lumberjack or a Viking king in another life, walks over to Torero carefully holding 2 canteen cups full of coffee. Hey Pete. Torero looks around at the movement and feels a dark pit of despair in his stomach. Cheers and groans come from the craps table from the other side of the patrol base. Next to him, there's a recently blown up MRAP truck with 2 missing wheels, and the doors wide open to let the still dripping water out onto the large puddle under it. How did I not notice this? They playing craps over there? Yeah, Rufus is making some money off my guys. Pete clears his throat and stares off at nothing. The rest of them. What? Fuck, you don't know. Pete sighs and reaches under his faded green shirt and scratches his belly. No good way of saying it. RP, Rana, Sergeant Brooks, and Corporal White, the black one, are dead. They were in that truck that flipped. They drowned. We just couldn't. Pete takes a deep breath and his throat begins to twist. Fuck, they had the door locks on. Door locks are so on MRAP trucks. MRAP trucks are these trucks that the military uses. They're mine resistant truck. Here we go. MRAP trucks. And then yeah, so these are MRAP trucks. As you can see, they are pretty cool looking, honestly. I mean, they're pretty cool looking. In the bottom part, they have like a V. So when you run over an IED, it's supposed to like spread out the explosion, and thus not killing anybody inside. Which, you know, it works sometimes, and sometimes it didn't, obviously, as things do. So, no, this one doesn't have it. I need a 4-door, a 4-doggy. Military. Let's see. The 4-door model was the one that we're talking about. Where the fuck is it at? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that's a door right there. No, I don't want to watch another fucking YouTube video. Anyway, that's a door right there. And you can put door locks there on... Wait, that's not a door there. That's a door. Anyway, whatever the fuck, dude. On these doors, there's a door lock here that prevents the doors from getting blown out, from getting, like, during an IED strike. So you'd get blown up right around, you get blown up, but it gets spread out, and then the doors are locked. So, you know, even though you get blown up, you're still enclosed here, which is good. You're in your cocoon of safety. Except on this part, he describes how they had gotten blown up, and then they flipped over into a river, which is not good. So anyway, also, yeah, this just kind of happened too, which is a bummer. No good way of saying it. RP, Rana, Sergeant Brooks, and Corporal White, the black one, are dead. They were in that truck that flipped. They drowned. You just couldn't. Pete takes a deep breath and his throat begins to twist. Fuck. They had the door locks on. They had the floor locks on the door? Toro asks as he sits up, wincing in the pain of his arms and back. Those things are hard enough to unlock in, like, regular conditions. Yeah, we didn't get the doors open until we pulled the truck out and then flipped the fucker over. And a Marine went in through the top hatch to unlock the doors after the fucking truck drained. It took a while. Pete shakes his head and clenches both bruised and cut fists. They were dead for a while by the time we got them out. His bruised and cut fists. They were dead for a while by the time we got them out. He takes a deep breath. They look pretty bad. Their faces, man. Their faces were just so... They suffered, Frank. I can't believe it. A tear rolls down Turo's eyes and he winces at the sharp pain of his arms. You got a faggot? Pete lights up 2 cigarettes and places one in Turo's mouth. Turo takes a deep drag and savors the smoke, filling his lungs with the delicious, cancerous, tarry smoke. Thanks, man. Did the helos come pick him up yet? No, there aren't any helos yet since the whole bird dog thing. Pete shakes his head in disappointment and takes a long drag of his cigarette. A long drag a cigarette. A long drag from the cigarette. And makes smoke circles. Cool. I'd like to say bye. We're probably going to miss the funeral. Turo wipes another tear away with his shoulders since he can't lift his arms. Can't believe they're all dead, just like that. Doesn't even feel real. Fuck, dude, Rana was fucking cool, man. Rana is Junior Corman that had coming out in an earlier chapter. He witnesses a man rape a donkey and then get beaten to death by well, not beaten to death, beaten by the donkey, and then get attacked by a group of dogs. That's a fun chapter. We'll go through it another day, though. Anyway, he was one of. Anyway, can't believe they're all dead, just like that. Doesn't even feel real. Fuck, dude. Rana was fucking cool, man. He was one of those island Filipinos, not an Americanized flip. Turo looks down at the floor and sees the tears fall from his eyes and make perfect little craters in the Afghan moon dust. And he tries to steady his quivering lower lip. He was a good boot. I met his parents when we left. He sighs to himself. They were nice. His mom squeezed my arm and asked me to take care of her baby boy. Fuck. What the fuck is happening, Pete? Pete stares blankly at the moon dust, trying to count every crater and pebble. They were all good guys, dude. And now they're dead. Coulda, woulda, shoulda been us. Dude, I don't think they'd want us to dwell. He takes an extra long drag of his cigarette. He likes to draw. Puff of a cigarette. Puff from his cigarette. But if I die, you better kill everybody. I throw a school bus in a volcano for you, Pete. I hetero man love the fuck out of your bitch ass. You're half the rent back home, for Christ's sake. I don't just want you. I need you. Toro takes a drag from his cigarette, but can't bend his arm, so he just ashes it with a gust. But can't bend his arm, so he ashes it with a gust from his nostril, which makes the ash whip back into his eyes, blinding him for a second. I hate my life. He wipes his face and his shoulders and looks up confused at Pete, who is having one of his moments. Hey, Pete. Pete stares at the drips from the MRAP truck he was supposed to be in. The empty seat he should have been sitting in, but rolled on the last truck because he forgot his med bag, so Rana replaced him in the truck, then suddenly shakes his... Pete, what bird dog thing? Anyway, here's when Pete describes Bird Dog, this piece of shit Marine based on no real person, when he abandoned his squad by choice. And so he describes this Marine going AWOL, deserting, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But this Marine runs away from the base, and then they get into that. And we'll get to that another day. 2 a.m. I'm done now. So, positive vibes. My final thought is writing a book is fucking stupid and gay, and I hope everyone writes a book because it's so fucking easy, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.